You're now listening to the Palmetto Dugout Show, hosted by State Director Sammy Esposito, Associate Scouts Drew Stewart and Sean Smith, that discuss all things related to amateur baseball in South Carolina. Here are your hosts.
Welcome into episode 30 of the Palmetto Dugout Show. I'm Drew Stewart here with Sammy Esposito and Austin Smith. What's going on, coaches?
30, Coach. That's a lot.
30.
A lot of action, Coach.
Now,
That's
listen, we've
That's
already,
a lot of content.
I think right before Christmas, I think we were at 20. So we've already done 10 in the new year, Coach. So
Happy
we're
New
already
Year.
on a roll. Every week, what are we going to be at? Like 90 by the end of the year? I don't know if I can make that. But hey, we'll see.
Coach, you need to lock it up. Get some energy going. It's Palmetto Dugout Show. It's high school season. It's 80 degrees outside. Let's go.
Let's go.
Except for probably when the listeners are hearing this, it's going to be about 50 outside because it's getting cold at the end of the week. But it's all right.
If you can't get fired up this time of year, you're not going to get fired up.
Austin over here is speaking words of wisdom as he says it very calmly.
Ethan Man.
But hey, we got a big show today. We're going to break down some of the top prospects from the Shipyard PBR Showdown, which was a fantastic event as always. As I say, it's the best preseason tournament in the state of South Carolina.
Hands down.
Hands down to the top. But hey, we're each gonna talk about three guys. So we'll kind of jump into that now, and we'll get some of the housekeeping done here at the end. So here we go, Coach. Hold on, let me first say this. First of all, this guy right here, this might be the best prediction maker when it comes to the Palmetto Dugout Show. If we go back and look at episode 29, I believe Sammy said the Cox are going to sweep. Now they won, didn't sweep.
I said 2 or 3 with the possibility of it.
But you called it a sweep.
No, I didn't call it.
Yes, you did.
I said
Okay.
the possibility of one. I said 2
we're
for
going to
sure.
go in and we're going to clip his exact verbiage right here in the show.
Throwing the challenge flag.
Yeah, I mean, do we need to?
we're going to have
on
to,
this one. I mean,
and then I took Legion right before the tournament started. Picked up the wrong championship game as the Land Sharks let us all down there. And then I think I took them the day before, and I think there's a video surfacing of Mr. Austin Smith picking the James Island Trojans with a little bulletin board material.
You know, sometimes we get caught picking with our heart more than we pick with our brain.
So you're Sean Smith.
You thought you thought your Tigers were gonna win this weekend. You were really feeling yourself about 3:00 Saturday afternoon, and then the atmosphere changed. I just you put me on the spot that morning. I had no idea we were throwing predictions out. I hadn't done any research. I didn't know.
You've seen him for 3 days, Mr. Smith.
Yeah, but I didn't know I was going to have to make a pick. And I even said, I don't know if anybody has any pitching left. And then we end up with the pitcher's duel of the weekend over here in the championship game. So I'm just like, hey, we can't all be right. And clearly, if you've looked at any of the picks I've made this year so far, I'm struggling. So if anybody needs a loss throughout the course of the season, y'all call me. I'll pick your team to win, and you'll lose.
It's kind of like if you need a big strikeout, let me go video the hitter.
Bingo.
It's kind of that's kind of how I don't collect many hits when I'm filming somebody. I get a lot of punch outs.
If you need an hashtag, do something cool.
That's what it takes.
That's the hashtag of the week, maybe of the year.
The video's floating out there, and it is what it is. I'm glad I was able to provide a little motivation to those guys. They certainly earned it. So
you should get a piece of the trophy.
Congratulations to those guys.
Yeah, piece of the trophy. You were a critical piece to their championship.
They should give me part of the. I should have got one of those drawstring bags.
Yeah, 100%.
Sure, there's about 50 left.
I'll get one from Jason this summer.
But hey, so we'll jump in here to some of our top prospects from the top performers prospects of the tournament. I'll start us off here with a player from the championship team, and that is 2023 middle infielder Keenan Bowman, going to East Carolina University. I think Keenan started the tournament, I want to say 7 for 9, Coach, which is crazy. And then we had a play later in the second game, I believe, that kind of might have threw off his mojo a little bit. But he still got the job done at the plate every day. Kid, since last time we saw him this time last year was with Nation Ford, bat's gotten a little bit better, right? More hits coming off now. Can run a good little bit. Kid plays very smoothly in the infield. But he gets the job done when it needs to be. Good bat to ball skills, which you'll see transfer over to East Carolina, hopefully. So he could be a good one for the Pirates. Watch out now.
Easy now. Watch out. Hey, we're gonna float this thing around before I actually get into my players. We want to give a shout out to our illustrious scouts here, Drew Stewart and Austin Smith, for the extreme unmatched content that was flowing out and evaluations that were flowing out all weekend. Austin hit up Drew was down there from day one. Austin hit up a little bit of what we thought used to be the Nature Chem, became the Optera Solutions Invitational, like probably a couple days before. Hit that one up Thursday, made his way down there and stayed the rest of the weekend. So I want to give a special shout out to you guys and all the work and content that went out to make that tournament as good as it can be on that end. So you listeners out there, give you guys some love on the socials and pump those guys up to get that. But I'm gonna kind of go into my first guy that right Thursday afternoon, Chase Stryker. All right, our number 2 ranked player in the state. Maybe going to be number 1 when we release it. Maybe not. Stay tuned. I don't know.
Hey, we got an interview coming out soon with him, so stay tuned for that as well.
We do. Stay tuned. But, Chase with, probably a dozen scouts in the stand, that were in there to watch him throw that afternoon, and put on an incredible performance. Goes 90 to 93, high spin rate, 2,500 on his fastball, throws 2 different breaking balls, hard curveball and a harder slider that were both up in the 26 to 2,800 range on that spin rate. Flashed, I think he threw maybe 1 changeup, really didn't need to throw it. But obviously showed some good action and good life for that changeup. It was a little bit firmer, around 80, 84-ish in there. But, he's Stryker's a guy that we've had a chance to watch quite a bit. But it was the most important thing for me and the most impressive thing for me was really the command he had, right? He goes 5 2/3. I think he only had 1 walk, had 9 strikeouts, gave up a few hits, but he throws it in there. And, you kind of give Powderfield credit that night for, not, swinging the bat. But when those breaking balls were coming in there spinning, it was something impressive. It's from a shorter slot, so the ball kind of gets on you a little bit more, especially with his stuff. But Chase, right off the bat, kind of got that thing going from the pitcher standpoint.
All right, my first one, I'm going Stowe Rogers, catcher. Stowman Rogers, catcher. James Allen I knew he had a good tournament. Didn't realize how good of a tournament till I saw his stats today. Stowe went 10 out of 14, 4 doubles, 6 RBIs. If I could go 10 out of 14 in a weekend, I'd still be playing. So Stowe's 24, catcher. James Allen kid.
25.
25. Sorry, I didn't. Yeah, no. I wrote 25 and said 24. So he is a 25 catcher, James Allen. I think y'all are messing with me now. I'm not sure.
No, we're not.
But dude had some big hits all throughout the weekend. It felt like every time he was facing a good pitcher, he was coming up with a big hit. So it wasn't out of those 10 out of 14 he had. I don't know. Wasn't many cheap ones there. So big weekend for him. Big day behind the plate yesterday. So
Coach, if you could still go 10 for 14, you'd still be playing in a year.
I already said that.
You could go 10 for 14 in a year.
I saw a scouting report on a young Austin Smith earlier today, and that was kind of the knock, was the bat was a little light. So obviously 10 for 14 would have gotten you there.
I think I saw one on a young Drew Stewart, but it was like a sentence long, and it just stopped. So I'm kind of worried.
Didn't even know anything else about him.
All I know, it said speed never slumps. So I mean, that's the gist of it.
Words to live by.
But hey, I'm gonna hop in here and we're got another one for you. Sammy's probably gonna, Sammy gets on me about certain things I talk about, calls players and throws my name in their middle of the name. So I'm sure this player will come with my name at some point. And that is 2025 right-handed pitcher Landon Fowler at Powdersville High School. Austin, just stop looking at me. Anyway, so Fowler, I'd seen him a week and a half ago. He was 88 with ease. Then he comes out this weekend, pitches second game against Oceanside, comes in with a little jam going on. But fastball's up to 90, hits 94 times in what was called hurricane whatever, with 40-mile-an-hour winds going on the whole entire game. He does give up a home run in that inning, but I think he gives up one hit the rest of the way. Kind of settles in there, but he's throwing 90 with ease. It's a good frame, athletic frame that's going to have some projectability to it. It was good to watch him. I think the development of the off speed needs to get a little better for him to be a stud. But I think he's on his way, and I think you could see a big jump by the time he's a senior if everything works out correctly. So Coach Padgett definitely has a good one over there at Powdersville.
Yeah, we'll here in probably a couple of years we'll start calling him Landon Stewie Fowler.
Well, when you have my name attached to yours, you're going to be great because speed never slumps.
Speed never slumps. Never slumps. I'm gonna kind of go a 2-for-1 here on this one right here. So I kind of go back to Thursday, another pitching rule. Thursday night game, right? You got Riverside versus Oceanside rolling off. And, obviously, Riverside's got an older team. Got Myron Creech, we got in there 23 left. He committed to Oregon. We all think, hey, maybe he's going to start. Maybe he's not going to start. What's going on? They throw a young man, Brady Koss, comes out. 25, little right-hander. And we're like, you're throwing them to the Wolves. They're going to see right off the bat what they got. And it gives up 2 runs in the first, and we're all up there thinking, this ain't going to be good. I even text my sister-in-law who teaches at Riverside and says, it ain't looking good for your boys. And all of a sudden he kind of settles in. No more run, 4 innings, no more runs after that first inning, kind of settles in. And then Myron Creech comes out of the pen, left-hander, athletic arm, little whippy. All of a sudden, right, little command issues going on. And we're thinking, here it comes. Locks in 3 innings, keeps them at bay, no more runs, gives that up, and they roll from there. So good for Riverside and those 2 guys off the bat.
Yeah, that was a big night. I didn't get to see that game, the Riverside, the infamous Riverside Oceanside game. I was watching River Bluff and Somerville, which was also a good one, but I'm sure we might talk about that another day. We're not going to talk about that today. I'm going Wando, going to the Warriors. Wando, Luke Palyak. If I mispronounced your last name, let me know. I'm going Luke Palyak. He made it on the Twitter page. He hit in the leadoff spot for Wando all week. Had 8 hits out of the leadoff spot for the tournament, not obviously in one night. Had it for the weekend. He's a 24 outfielder. I had 3 Wando guys in my day 4 recap. It's becoming fairly obvious here that I'm a Wando Warrior fan. So don't know if I'm allowed to throw a plug in for anybody team wise here, but the Wando Warriors, surprisingly, I shouldn't say surprisingly, some of y'all might have seen it coming. I'm just not familiar enough with the Warriors. 3-0-1 on the weekend, so they still hadn't lost. So they had 3 wins, had a 1-1 tie with Riverside, 3 wins, 1 tie. They were a run away from being right there and causing some problems for the bracket makers over there in the tournament. We would have had another undefeated team, and we could have had some problems. Would have had Eddie sweating a little bit, but yeah, Luke Palyak, big time weekend for him out of that leadoff spot for Wando, and expecting some big things out of the Warriors this year. They still hadn't lost, so not a ton of teams in the state that can say that. Good for them.
They play in a tough region too, so it'll be interesting to see how they follow up here with this big tournament showing. So I'm gonna lump these 2 in together. since we're talking about three guys, but I just have a fourth one here. I'm going to talk about two left-handed pitchers. I'm going to start out with Jake Klein, 2024 left-handed pitcher from Oceanside Collegiate. Made two appearances throughout the weekend, up to 84 with the fastball. But I mean, me and Austin had seen something. Location matters. So
That's what we were told.
Yeah, we were told location matters. And well, Jake Klein located very well. Kept basically all the hitters he faced off balance, locating the fastball, mixing in changeup, curveball, slider. The kid was very effective all weekend. Came in against Ashley Ridge and kind of held those guys at bay when they needed to, because Ashley Ridge put up a 7 spot in the first inning. So, you know, that kid's going to have a bright future for Oceanside. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes along the rest of the season. And then my next left-handed pitcher, 2025 left-handed pitcher, Jake Morris for Lugoff Elgin, committed to the Clemson Tigers, up to 89 in the game. Effectively wild, but effectively wild. Not saying he was everywhere now, but hey, when he was inside the zone, you can go ask James Island here. He was legit. Very hard to hit. Mixed in a changeup at 81, but had good downward action. He's added weight since we last saw him. I think the last time I last saw him was at the Shipyard PBR Showdown last year. So he's gotten bigger. The frame's there. It's very projectable arm. So it's going to be interesting to see how he progresses throughout the year as well. See if we can get another 90 club member.
I think we'll be there for sure. I think we'll definitely get 90 out of him easily. Yeah, I was talking to the James Island coach before, their assistant before, Coach Beckley, and he said his guys told him when he was in the zone, it was about impossible to hit him. So it'll be interesting. Big QB too, starting QB.
Darn right.
So you never know. Hey, Dabo, what do we got?
We got a lot of quarterbacks here. Drew's boy from Powdersville's no, not that kid. Wrong kid. They have a different kid plays quarterback. Sorry.
No, that's Eli Hudgens. He plays quarterback as well.
Yeah.
Right. Hudgens is a quarterback. That's right. Yeah.
Hudgens Hudgens is a dude, by the way, too. But I'm just going to stop right there because he'll have
that's another
name.
That's another Stewie in the middle of the name right there, right?
Yeah. See, he'll have my name attached to him.
Yeah, he's a quarterback for the Powdersville football team. They played for 3A state championship this year.
Well, can they play for the 3A state championship in baseball as well?
I'm gonna be fired up.
Talk about a big year. Have a year, young man.
Only time will tell.
We'll see. It's coming.
Hey, Coach, listen. Might pick them next year again. They return everybody. We'll save that for next year. Keep going, Coach.
Yeah, we'll get plenty of time before that one happens on that one. Let's. I'm gonna roll over. Yeah, what?
Oh, it's your turn. It's your turn. Sorry. My bad.
So I'm gonna roll with we kind of mentioned his name earlier, Devin Hillary, Fox Creek, left-handed hitter, center fielder, left-handed pitcher as well. But Devin, very very athletic, long lean frame, kind of runs it down, chases the balls down. Had a big big weekend overall with the bat. I think only one day didn't get a hit, but he squared up a bunch of balls that day. 3 hits yesterday in the final day, 3 for 3. Got a hit in a couple of at bats in those earlier games, and it was just very athletically. You kind of sit there and watch, and then kind of go, "That's what they're supposed to look like." Not really getting so uber technical of anything. He just kind of sticks out in a good way, athletically when he's on there. And so, I know on the mound it's a low 80s arm, and just shows kind of that good loose athletic whippy arm. So you kind of see a little bit more, especially as he gets stronger. But Devin, 2025 down there in Fox Creek. And luckily enough, I was able to see him briefly at a tournament in the end of the fall or during the fall that his travel team was in down there in the Shipyard. Kind of caught him briefly, but so I had a little bit of knowledge going into this weekend with him. But he was definitely a fun one that really stood out, especially for a team a lot of us didn't know much about. So able to see him out there, it was fun to watch.
Is it my turn now? I'm not trying to cut anybody off again. I jumped turn.
You're up.
Batted out of order there for a second. I'm going. I think I was just trying to piggyback on the James Island Lugoff Elgin game from Saturday, which was a huge game because it was a win and you're in game. And y'all were talking about Morris pitching for those guys. I'm going on the other side, and I guess I'm just on the James Island wagon right now. But Keeler Osborne, 23, left-handed pitcher, outfielder. Had a big day on Saturday. I think he just the whole tournament. Good looking left-handed pitcher, played center field out there for those guys. Hit lead off. It did just a little bit of everything. I think we talked about him Saturday morning or Sunday morning on one of the recaps. He had a diving catch in the outfield, to go ahead, hit, pitch 4 innings. Does a little bit of everything for Coach Spivey and the Trojans, and I think he's gonna have a big year for them. And yeah, so that's what I got. He had he had a big time in a big game, and his team came out on top. So didn't come out on top in the championship.
Newberry played for Newberry.
Look at Banks,
Newberry guy.
Newberry guy, big Newberry guy. So.
Future Wolf gonna be playing in the graveyard out there.
Hey, look at Banks starting to recruiting, son. Look at to the top. So hey, that's 3 each from us, but guess what? There's a lot more coming this week. We'll have some scout blogs drop on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from this tournament, as well as some miscellaneous items. As you'll see some tweets come out from our beautiful camera set up in center field and down that first baseline. We've got some big plays that we were able to catch on camera, as well as some kids that necessarily didn't get a ton of love on the as Austin calls it, the Twitter page. So we're gonna get that out for all of you guys, so we can get it out there, because we know that PBR South Carolina's got the best content in the state, the most original thinkers. So we'll have that out. We'll have what else we got? Go ahead, Austin. Interrupt one more time.
I thought you were done. I think it's your Wi-Fi. You must have that cheap Wi-Fi over there, and wherever it is you're at, and it keeps glitching out and pausing. But I got. If you don't have a subscription, a PBR subscription, you better jump on the wagon, because there's going to be some big scout blogs coming out. I got a whole sheet of players right here. There's going to be kids talked about on those scout blogs that people didn't even know played in the tournament. I mean, there was that many good players, especially, and then some of these other tournaments too. Like, I mean, we hit that Optera Invitational. I mean, there's gonna be some kids getting some love on here, Twitter page. And
three days worth of scout blogs coming out on the Shipyard Showdown. 2 days worth of scout blogs on the Optera. It's a lot of breakdown, a lot of players, a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you don't have a subscription, you better get one. If not, I don't know what you're doing.
Do something cool for once.
Buy one.
So we've also got some big things coming out here. We got some special interviews with some of the top players in the state. So that those will trickle out throughout the next couple of weeks. So big time content coming out, as Austin said. So we'll jump in. We got a few special shout outs here. Sammy, I got shout outs. Yeah. I'm on the train. I told you, housekeeping at the end. We going shout outs. Coach, our first shout out goes to none other than the Shipyard Park for hosting such an amazing tournament year in, year out. Fantastic facilities, fantastic food, fantastic staff. First class facility that we're able to host that tournament. They kind of let us do whatever we need to do to get done to get content on these players from the great state of South Carolina out. And we're gonna shout out Eddie Tisdale and PBR tournaments for a first class event. Always great to always have those guys out and kind of handle everything, supervise. So another shout out to Blake Lauria, our graphics guy. Hell of a job on the graphics throughout the whole entire week. He was able to tweet things out and got them done within 5 minutes, Coach.
Incredible stuff.
He keeps
And
that Twitter
also-
page running.
Twitter page. The Twitter page is the
You know,
greatest
he
thing
was in attendance. I mean, we kind of caught us off guard. He was in attendance on Thursday with us, and he rolled up, and we knew he meant business when he brought that camera out.
ever. Man,
This one,
that
no,
camera's as long as my body. But hey, heck of a job for him over the week. Hey, he took y'all got to give me a minute here. I got Dumb and Dumber over here laughing the whole time. But hey, he got some pictures Thursday night. So stay tuned to that. As we're gonna get those out on Stewie Media Smug Mug here. And you'll be able to get those here soon. So stay tuned for that. There'll be an announcement about that. Sammy, you want to say anything now that you're done laughing?
Shout out Mount Pleasant, please.
At the end, this one early. Coach just had a few too many brownies. But hey, I think I'm trying to think, Coach. We got any more shout out? Oh, hold on, we got a shout out here. To all the scouts that were in attendance. We kind of said it came out Thursday night throughout the week, as well as all the teams and coaches of these great teams from the state of South Carolina that was in attendance for the tournament. We appreciate you guys for kind of putting stuff out on the Twitter page, as Austin calls it, and the promptness of your messages back when we're trying to get some stats and stuff. So we definitely appreciate that, especially with your busy schedule. So any more shout outs, Coach? You want to shout out?
Definitely the teams and coaches that came down. I mean, we have what, 14? 14 teams.
14.
I mean, trust me, there's a lot of legwork goes into getting that bus down there. I saw the York bus trying to get out of our hotel that morning. That's a coming from a former team bus driver. That's a good for them.
Coach, you got any more shout outs over there?
No, unfortunately, I've collected my thoughts and gotten back together. But it was obviously for us, we always joke about it's home away from home, but incredible atmosphere, incredibly run facility, incredibly run tournament. You know, coaches, high class. The players acted well. The families, right? I mean, everybody that goes involved into putting an event on like that. I mean, you can't do any of it without the families and going down there. And I think each team had a great turnout of their families that were there, and some great atmospheres. And you don't always get that in a preseason tournament unless you have like a host site. I know Oceanside, that's their home field, but it's kind of a almost like a neutral site for everybody. And to be able to go down there and have some good atmospheres, what makes high school so fun. So that was enjoyable to watch.
Yeah, no doubt. So we'll get to our two big things of the week every week. Our PBR SC Bomb Squad of the week. Make sure if you hit a bomb, you use hashtag PBR SC Bomb Squad so that you can be featured on the Palmetto Dugout Show. We had 3 bombs at the Shipyard tournament. Three. And our PBR South Carolina Bomb Squad of the week goes to none other than Andrew Sands, who had a huge tournament. It's said, we're not going to say who said it because I don't know that I believe some of these people, but it said, now this was during Hurricane whatever, Andrew Sands hit a ball center field that hit the yacht out in center field on the water. Nonetheless, it was a bomb.
That's how Austin got to the fields.
Video is out on the Twitter page. So make sure you go check that out, but we're going to link it right here. So Bomb Squad of the Week, Andrew Sands, 2024 catcher, third base, Northwestern High School. Congratulations to you, Mr. Sands.
Ball was mashed.
That's a great term for it. And then our play of the week, we're going to say there was a bunch of plays mashed into this one play with the big play coming out on top here. And that is Addison Rowland, 2026 catcher from Legion Collegiate, who had another big day in the championship game. 4 runners thrown out, 3 caught still, and another one big on a play that he came and got at the plate and threw a guy out at second. So, hey, play of the week in the biggest moment of the biggest game. So it's got to be play of the week, right, Coach?
No doubt. Big time play.
Big players make big plays in big games. That's what they say.
That's what they say. You look good, you feel good, you play good, you get paid good.
Yeah,
That's what they say.
Well, I look good, feel good, play good. What happens with the last one?
Well, it's not what's said in your brain. It's what the people say.
They gave you a nice PBR Showdown shirt out of it. Looks good on you.
Hey,
My daughter did just say they don't say that. So it's obviously.
Hey, we got some. We got a PBR tournament hoodie, a hat. I mean, we
Short
just came
sleeve
back
hoodie, too.
rolling.
Big short sleeve hoodie people over here, PBR
No
South
doubt.
Carolina.
Yeah, let's hope we can get some PBR South Carolina short sleeve hoodies.
Yeah, sponsors. Anyone want to buy some for us? We'll take them. Apparel
Yeah.
companies.
Don't
We'll
think
put
QT
you
sells
right
hoodies.
here. Your logo
Yeah.
right here.
We'll go PBRSC logo. Your logo. Like a NASCAR driver.
Drop a
fantastic.
comment down there if you're interested in getting on that.
After you hit that subscribe button.
Well, I've already said if you hadn't hit the subscribe button, you're behind.
I'm starting to teach these two guys. You know, they hear me say it all the time. So hey, they're starting to say the subscribe and comment button. We got one big thing coming out. It should be out now as you're listening to this. So make sure you check out the Twitter page, the Instagram page, the Facebook page, and the website. And that is the all tournament team. Last year we did first team. That was it. This year we're going first team, second team for our all tournament team. And it will be positionally and pitchers. So we'll have a guy at each position with some pitchers and some extra hitters. Call them a DH there. So big thing coming out with all tournament team. Make sure you have a subscription so you can check that out. So
Got to buy that subscription.
Got to buy that subscription, but it's well worth your money and time. We promise you. As you get to see all the things that Mr. Smith has written. See, I'm just not in that headspace. Coach, I went 4 days at the shipyard and then got back to school and took a half a day. So, yeah, Mr. Stewart had to take a half a day as his kids were not in the correct headspace as him. So we had to bounce. Best nap I've taken in my life. Didn't think I was going to wake up for the podcast, but hey, we're here. We're up on top.
I worked the whole day, if anybody's wondering.
Well, you also teach PE where you can sit in your office.
I as well worked a full day.
I'm done. Anything else we got to add there, coaches? Anything else you want to add?
I think you about got it all. You know, big time shout outs to all involved. You know, the only downfall is we're not going to have this high level contents be coming out for a while, but you know, we're not going to be at the same game for a while. All of us, that's probably the downfall of this. Forest Acres Classic coming in hot though here coming up soon. So PBRSC will be in the house for that one.
We'll bring our gun man in. We'll have him running the gun. We'll have videos up both lines. If you need a punch out, call Sammy. He'll get you hooked up.
If you need a loss, call Austin.
If you need a loss, call me. I'll pick you to win. If you need one of your pitchers gunned, we got a man for that too. We're ready. If you need something video, Drew's got it. He's got 7 cameras from every angle you can imagine. So this is why I don't throw out a plug or a shout out. Every time I do, I start rambling down. They get a little off course. It's like a runaway train. Can tell.
So we're going. Hey, so from all of us here at PBR South Carolina, have a great week.